Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another edition of Dylan and the Details. We're diving back into that Resident Evil pool to see what kind of milkers we can fish out. Yes, indeed. Tell you this, people are still clamoring for Resident Evil, and I don't know why. Frankly, I consider it all over. I personally have woken up and smelled that coffee on Resident Evil, and it hasn't been good for a long time. Nonetheless, I still have some kind of, well, affinity for the genre, so let's talk about what we've already talked about. RE-verse. Supposed to drop in July, yes indeed. At the E3 show, they confirmed RE-verse is going to drop. Going live next month, oh boy. Well, next month is here, so let's go, Capcom. Let's see what you got. You know, this is one of those games that I am not shocked didn't get released. I mean, I'd push it back even farther. It needs help. It needs desperate help. It doesn't look like anything that should be running on no RE engine, I tell you that. Like, look at RE7 and the downgrade of that to RE8. Ethan Winters used to put his hands on the fucking walls and doors, and there used to be a deeper level to the entire graphics. The entire game itself had more depth than Resident Evil 8. And it's a downstep, of course. But this is an even greater downstep. Holy shit. We're down the fucking stairs now all the damn way. The bottom is RE-verse. I mean, yeah, it's kind of just mindless popcorn antics. It can be fun at times, but once you find out that Leon is the most OP character in history, well, then you just choose that character and go on. Nonetheless, I have more footage of me playing the game, and I tell you what, it's not pretty. The first round of combat I got into in RE-verse did not go well. I tell you, it's one of those games where you need a minute to figure out the weapons and, you know, how things work. Because you go in there with a crossbow, you're gonna get fucked up. That's just the reality of the situation. And once you find out that Leon is the shit, you don't need any more information than that. He's got a crazy good shotgun. He's got dual-wielding pistols. Oh my god, there, mister. Sounds like a Call of Duty. But very shitty graphics. I mean, that's what I'm saying here. It's running on the RE engine. Are you serious? I can't tell. Oh my god. All that money being put into that, you know, groovy engine, unfortunately, they're turning out slop. Slop after slop after slop, and the grease never stops greasing the gears and keeping the fucking lightning moving, because they are a money machine, and that's what money machines do. Now, will Capcom ever turn around? I severely doubt it, but I will be here covering Resident Evil nonetheless. Village, it felt like the final straw to me, but I think we must keep providing the reality on Resident Evil, because that's why I started this channel. If we can just turn it around, you know, I won't give up hope. If we could just eventually just turn this series around, because it is seriously dust in the wind at this point to me. I don't care if it ever gets good again, because I am dying of thirst for creativity. You know what? I've got a great idea for Resident Evil. I'll talk about it in the next video, because I think this one is beefy enough. Anyway, here's me losing at Resident Evil verse. I did fine on the tutorial, but I tell you what, when you become Claire Redfield, the revolver is about the most hilariously shit-ass weapon I've ever seen. A banana peel would frankly have done the job better. So, here you go, guys, the reality of the situation. You know, as far as tutorials go from Resident Evil, this is laughably uninformative. They don't give me the information that I actually require during combat. They teach me, like a dumb baby, how to actually engage in combat. Now, that may be not a surprise to some people, but to me, it's basically saying, well, this is a Fortnite game for Resident Evil fans, the dumb baby generation of Fortnite fans, who have invaded Resident Evil, frankly, have made this entire situation terrible. Capcom, I'm not sure there is going to be a recovery, but the reality is, what you see here is the future of Resident Evil if we allow it to continue like this. I may be clawing at an already closed grave, but frankly, I'd love to see Resident Evil return to its finest form, its truest form, survival horror, which it has not been for quite some time. And I really wish to return to that. I really wish it would return to something as it once was. But it's been so long since we've had a real Resident Evil game. I mean, probably since Nemesis. 1999, people. It's the reality. It's the truth. And if you see here, yeah, sure, so many elements in this are from previous Resident Evils, but I mean, it just doesn't matter to me too much anymore. I hope they just change the name and work with bioweapons in some kind of other game. I mean, that would be just fine to me. Just move on. Resident Evil has been beaten to death and bitch slapped to death. It's done. It's over. I can't compel myself to want any more from this company if they're going to give us slop like this. Fortunately, I think people woke up and smelled that coffee, if you know what I mean. I can't possibly imagine everyone enjoys this trash. Terrible animations, terrible sound effects, terrible looking. It's really just a strange reality to live in. When Resident Evil looks and plays like this, I guess it was always the road it was going to go down. If it's money people involved, you know how it is. The man at the top always wants to make a little more. And here, they're trying to make a little more. Although I don't really understand how they'd make money from a free game, #free. I don't know how they'd make money from that, because who's gonna spend money on aesthetics? Well, I know some simpletons. I know some people who are totally indoctrinated into Resident Evil and Capcom's little money-making ploys. I tell you, I have no intention of jumping in that boat. But for now, folks, I'm gonna step away from the microphone and allow you to see the brass tacks get a few licks, if you know what I mean. I'm basically getting my ass kicked here. Unfortunately, it's the reality. But once I had one round of practice, and oh yeah, a 33-second waiting screen to find other players, well, once I had some practice, I was fine, but here you will see that, well, even the brass can slip on a terrible bunch of fucking controls and weapons. See ya. And once again, thank you for stopping by Dylan in the Details. Consider subscribing and liking. If you disliked it, dislike it, whatever, you know. Thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping through. And if you really liked the video, leave a comment and let me know. Either way, thank you guys once again.